Hello, everyone. I hope we are live. Just give me a moment and I'm going to get logged on. Oh, yeah, I do see that we are live. So let me just grab this and I'm going to share it with the Facebook crew. So very happy. Okay, that's not what I need. Leave page. Make sure to say hello when you pop in. Yeah. Here we go. Here we go. Live on YouTube right now. Come join us. Okay. Hello, Joanne. Perfect. Okay. Hoof does. Hello, Mary Kay. Oh, in Florida. How is the weather down there? We are preparing for a few thunderstorms. At least that's what it felt like. It was sprinkling like teeny tiny little bit when I came back from the assisted living center. Hello, Nanette. Hello, Kathy Wenzel. Yeah, so that's way on the north side of town, and we live on the south side of town. So, all right, let me just quickly introduce myself for those of you who don't know who I am. Hello, welcome. My name is Elizabeth Giles. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for over 20 years, and I live in Marshfield, Wisconsin, which is right in the middle. We'll be 90s on Thursday. Yeah. I love to create and share with you, which is why we are here. So, woo, there's my introduction. Yeah, so I came home from the assisted living center and thought, Brian was trying to do no mow May. And I get it, but our front yard, like some of that grass was so tall, and then in the ditch, so we have it's probably not legal in the city of Marshfield anymore, but our excess like sub pump drains out to the front of our ditch, right? So out to the front ditch, and the grass, not kidding you, was like this tall in the ditch, probably even taller. So I adjusted the lawnmower all the way as tall as it could go and mowed just the front yard. So at least that part is done. The backyard, we had they were burying our electrical wires, and we were out there doing some cleaning out of the garden bed and found an extension cord still running from the back power area to our house. So we don't know if that's plugged in and running, if they still need to bury something or what's going on. So we have to contact the utility company and find out, hey, what's going on? Because, don't want to run over that extension cord at all, right? But that's the fun things happening right now. Oh, and if you can't tell by the bags under my eyes, oh my gosh, I got up at like 4 a.m. this morning. Brian isn't feeling like, he always gets this in the spring, right? Everything's budding, and so he's got like some congestion, and he woke me up and I could not get back to sleep. I tried. So I was just on the couch watching Wheel of Fortune, and I fell asleep and missed the prize puzzle, and then the 3 like buzzer ones, and then the last puzzle. I did not miss the finale puzzle, but still, you can see. Oh yeah, they're huge. But anywho, it's been a good day besides all of that. And yeah, so tonight we're going to do 3 cards, I feel. They're all pretty simple, and they are cards that I had at my stamp camp. So even if you attended my stamp camp and made these cards, maybe you'll hear or see something that I do that might make it easier for you in the future, or just whatever. You can mute me. I don't know. So we're going to do 3 cards from that. And then I just wanted to remind everybody that there is a sign up special going on right now with Stampin' Up. So basically you can choose $165 worth of product in the catalog for $99 plus tax. It does sign you up to be a demonstrator. However, there is no obligation to do anything further. If you do decide to do something further, you get a 20% discount. I mean, in this part of the woods, 11% is shipping and 5.5% is tax. So you're getting like your shipping and tax paid for plus a little bit more. So if you're interested in getting a discount on the items that you purchase, you are more than welcome to do that. If you do not want to purchase any further, you don't have to. So pretty easy. You can sign up to get the deal and be done with it. But I, of course, would encourage you to get the discount. You do not need to do anything like I'm doing. You don't have to do any classes. You can legitimately just purchase for yourself. So yeah, that's the big spiel. I do have some upcoming classes coming up too, which I will talk a little bit more about those as we move on in things. Gosh, I was really sweating when I was mowing lawn. I didn't realize how flat my hair is. I did get my hair cut the other day. So it is kind of short, but I haven't really styled it since then. At the airport baggage claim, there were 3 men holding signs up. Oh, yes. So great question, Mary Kay. The Stampin' Up incentive trip is going on right now. So those who earned the incentive trip last calendar year are at the Grand Floridian and Disney. That was the incentive trip last year. So speaking of the incentive trip, we should fill that in while we're at it. So when I flip it down, I will do an update on where we are at since the end of April and just kind of go from there. So yeah, there's going to be a ton of people there. I know a few that have earned it, and I'm seeing all of their things, all of their swag and everything. I'm so jealous, but that has incentivized me to get my classes scheduled for like my Christmas in July event and that kind of stuff. So, you know, all the things, but wonderful question. So you might see, you know, depending on when you come back, more stampers leaving with some swag, and they have special shirts, all sorts of stuff. So yeah, yep, you will definitely run into some people. All right, so let's go ahead and get flipped down, and we will start in, we'll do the incentive tracker first, and then I'll show you the cards we're making, and we'll get kind of right into it. Okay, I'm going to point my camera up to the ceiling and then get it to flip. I'm just going to adjust it a little bit so we are not all sorts of all over the place. And there we go. We are flipped. Yes. So, okay. So we are trying to earn the Alaska cruise, Alaskan cruise coming up. So I have until September 30th to earn this. And right now we are a little bit behind. So at the end of April, I ended up with 21,609 points. Now, for those of you who don't know, and take this with a grain of salt, right? You guys know I'm not in it for like all this big weird stuff. I'm in it to help people be creative. I'm in it to do philanthropic events, you know, fundraisers, that kind of stuff. But basically, I need to get to 40,000 points in order to get this incentive trip. And the way that I earn points is by sales. So I get 1 point per dollar. And then I also get points from when people sign up underneath me and they qualify. So they get $900 in sales, which makes them a qualified demonstrator. Or they get $1,800 in sales, which promotes them up to the next level. So some of these points are from people underneath me doing those things. We are a little bit behind. I should be at 23,333 points. So a little bit behind there. So let's hopefully with some of these upcoming classes, I know it's going to be hard because we have summer, but hopefully we can do some things and work together and all the things. And I will definitely have a nice little thing for all of my downline and my people that have ordered from me and supported me in this journey if we get it. As I stated before, I've been a demonstrator for over 20 years, and I've never made the incentive trip. It's a lot of work. Most people that make the incentive trip, it's like their full-time job. So, you know, or they have a really big team and that kind of stuff. I'm just in it to be creative. So I don't have all those things, but definitely, you know, yes, if I didn't love my job as much as I do, I probably would do more, but it is what it is. Okay. So we are going to be doing these 3 cards. They're all kind of simple, but still, like this one I really like. It's super elegant. I think this one's the first one. So let's start with this guy. So you will notice a couple things on here. I did do some embossing, and this is one of our smaller embossing folders. It comes in a set of 2. Oh goodness. I don't have it in here because and I don't think it's in the catalog because it's an online exclusive. Let me just pull up our embossing folders. I might have to use my computer. Sorry about that. I thought I had the embossing folders in there, but of course I do all the embossing for everybody so they don't have to worry about it. Yeah, it's not in the annual catalog. The other one isn't either. Look at that. Okay, let's use the computer. Thank you, Kathy Wenzel. I'm just going to bring this in and we're going to look up. So we're going to go to stampinup.com. Stampinup.com. Yes. Okay. And I need to get out of demonstrator view. I need to get into customer view because otherwise it's a lot easier in the customer view, let me tell you. So let me show you a couple of things that we used on here. First, all I'm going to do is go to the search bar and type in embossing folders. Now what that's going to do is, if I would spell it right and not hit all these other weird buttons, stop it. Embossing folder. It's going to bring up all the embossing folders. Now let's take a look because it's a 2-pack of embossing right here. Okay, Glass and Gardens. So you can see this 2-pack, it's $9. Okay. And that is what gives us this nice down the middle embossed look. All right, while I'm on here, I am also going to pull up the sentiments because the sentiments is this cool, it's called More Messages. And check this out. I'm going to open this up so you can kind of see it. So you get 1 stamp set and 1 die. So the die literally cuts out all of the things all at once. So you can see the die here. And then I'll show you the stamp set. See, it's a one big stamp set. So you ink up the whole thing, put it down, and then you die cut everything, and you get all of these different sentiments. So let's go ahead and make this card. And I just got to flip back to the YouTube so I can see your comments. Thanks, Joanne. Okay, so here is our card and our card packet. Let's find it. Is right there. So whenever I do embossing and I want it to show on the front of my card, even if my card layer is the same color, I always emboss a separate piece. And the reason why I do that is pretty simple. It will take your fibers of the card and it's bending them, right? So this is a lot more flexible than this cardstock here. So that's why I always layer it. In this case as well, I have a piece of ribbon. So instead of having the ribbon go all the way around my card, I just have it going around this embossed piece. Okay. So like I said, this is going to be a super easy card because we're not stamping all of the little things. I'm going to fold this in half and burnish the edge. So this is soft sea foam. I absolutely love this color. I was not really a fan of subtle colors, but they are growing on me big time. Okay. Then we are pairing it with shaded spruce. Do you guys remember when I said my least favorite color was shaded spruce? Well, let me tell you, that's not anymore. I don't even know what my least favorite color is now. I'll have to think about that. Maybe we'll have a little contest. But so I took shaded spruce and I inked up that the whole thing. And I ran it through the die cut machine. And then we were left with all of these pieces. And there's going to be duplicates in here, right? But look at all of these sentiments. Like so many cool shapes and different sizes. So if you needed like a graduation card, good luck, way to go. You're simply incredible. There's thanks, I adore you, a note, like awesome little sentiments here. So we're going to go ahead and let's do our ribbon first. And we're going to do the ribbon tie trick. If you don't know what that is, we're going to take a cylinder and tie a knot. And this ribbon is in the annual catalog. So you can check it out in there, but it is shaded spruce and soft sea foam combined. And we're going to pull this. Now I want to make sure that the same color kind of shows. So I want to just make sure that when I pull this tight, I am manipulating these edges so that it's going to show the same side. Okay. Now we're going to scooch this off. So you're just doing a double knot on the cylinder. Take it off. Throw your dimensionals all around. That's a necessity. But then we're going to take this loop and cut it at an angle. Perfect. And then pull that. And that is your knot. So, and actually it wants to lay that way. Maybe I will, there we go. And then you're just going to snip this end so that it goes around your cardstock. And it's as easy as that. There's no real measuring. You just lay it out and put it on there. Where did I put my tape? So I do like to just use regular Scotch tape or glue dots to hold my ribbon around my card. And flip. So whatever your preference is, you can also use sticky tape. So if you get paper pumpkin kits and you get all of this sticky tape in there, I don't use my sticky tape. I just use my regular tape runner. that would be a good idea to use with your ribbon as well. We're going to go ahead and glue this puppy down. Now, who would have thought that green and green would look good together? A little bit of white to create this nice, elegant card that can really be used for any occasion at all. All right, so I have a thank you card there right now. We're going to grab some of our mini dimensionals because there's some pretty small things here. So we have a high there. I like that. There's a Forever Friends, but it's kind of the same shape. I want some different shapes. So we could do like a good luck. That's kind of the same size there. There's a always here for you. The congratulations, which I've grabbed a couple of times. Yeah, I think there's an I adore you. That would be cute. Or a miss you. Oh, I do like that. Let's do the hi there, miss you. I know they're kind of the same shape, but I do like that. And then we need one for the inside. We'll do lots of love. I was trying to do like all different shapes, but they're kind of similar. So, hooray. Oh, happy day. The love ones are kind of similar. Okay, that's fine. We'll do this. Now, this would be great for like if you have a whole bunch of these types of cards. You could just keep all your sentiments in a container, and then whatever you need, you can grab in there. Oh, and then I threw my one that I want for the inside away. Lots of love. There we go. Okay. And this does not have to be like a card for your significant other. It could literally be miss you, you know, to an old coworker or something like that. I mean, think outside the box. Okay. And then that one we're gonna kind of have the other way here. And I did not put on my ribbon very straight, but hey, it's homemade, right? This guy's gonna go on the inside. That's the other thing I really like about using soft sea foam is that you don't need to add a white center. You can really write on this all by yourself. I'm just gonna put this up in the corner, I think, so that I've got lots of room to write other things. And then lastly, we're going to add on some gems, which are right here. These were in last year's catalog, but they're carrying over, or were in some catalog, but adhesive back sparkle gems. They come with silver, black, and like this champagne-y gold color. So I had a bunch of silver ones, so I'm like, oh yeah, that will look great on here. And I just love the sparkle that these do have. It's just different. So we're going to put one there. And then two up there. Super. Okay. So that is card number 1. Relatively easy. Like I said, you can cut out so many of those different words, different sentiments, make up a bunch of blank cards. That would make a really good gift as well, right? Like if you had just a slew of these cards and then had a whole bunch of different sentiments, or you could make the cards up and they're all the same card, but with different notations, right? Okay, so that's card number 1. Card number 2. Oh, I do have a pink. Well, I was hoping I would have a different color because people got all sorts of different colors for this. All right, so we did sort of look and see with this one already on the computer. The embossing folder is an online exclusive. Sorry, I've got so much stuff here, it seems like. Okay, let's take a look here. So the embossing folder, which I cannot remember names. There's so many cool new things. But it's this one right here, Pressed Flowers embossing folder. So you can see that this embossing folder is a 6x6 embossing folder, and then it's got the design at the bottom. And then this flower paper, and I think this is in the catalog. I used this stamp set on multiple cards, so I don't have the stamp set in here, but let me just type in sending good vibes, which is the sentiment I used, and see the right words. Okay, so this is the stamp set. Come on, make it big, make it big. This is the stamp set that I used, the right words, and you can see it has an inside and an outside greeting. So you will probably see me using this in upcoming videos quite a bit, just because it is such a versatile stamp set. And then the paper I have right on my table, so I will show you that. The DSP is a beautiful. It is Floral Impressions, and it comes, I mean, like, just take a look at this, right? How many of you guys have placed an order already? Maybe you already ordered this paper. But it is just to die for. So this was the piece that I used, and what I was saying is that different people got different segments, so they had different color background paper. Everybody had the same green because we used the green ink, and then this piece was just a different piece. So if they had this piece here, they would have had like the dark blue or the light blue, right? So maybe I'll cut this to show you how I did that, just because it's just a little different. But take a look at the rest of these papers. Like, isn't this just gorgeous? And the back side, even if you don't like the floral side, the back side is this lovely pattern. And it's kind of a muted pattern. It's not like totally in your face. So that's like super nice. Some sunflowers. Here's another one with this beautiful, I mean, the colors in this pack are just gorgeous. And this is the last pattern with the back. So again, right, if you don't like floral, you are going to love the back panels. So Floral Impressions, yeah, put it on your list. If it's not on your list already, you will want it to be. So I'm going to show you how I cut this, just because I think it's important, except the fact that my cutting plate is out there. So I will tell you how I cut it. So each of these panels are 3 inches wide. So when you're using a 12 by 12 piece of paper, you will cut down the 3 inches. So you will end up with 3 by 12, right? And then this part, let me just make sure I'm giving you the right dimensions. That part is 4 3/4, okay? So now you have 12 inches. You're going to cut 4 3/4 and another 4 3/4, and you're left with like this block down here. And what I did for something just a little different is I took that block and I cut it in half the tall way. So this is what the block size was, right? Because you get 2 pieces out of it. And I just cut it in half. So this is 1.5 inches this way. So just a little something different for the insides of our cards. I've been horrible at doing the insides of our cards. So I am really trying to make a point that if I have something that coordinates with the inside, I'm going to do it. Because how many times do maybe I don't want to write something on the inside or something like that. But anywho, Okay, let's make this card. So in our card packet, we have our card base, which, do you guys know what color this is? It's a new ink color. I know, it's a new old ink color. So we've had it before. It's Strawberry Slush, and I mean, it just doesn't really compare to some of our other colors. Melon Mambo, let me just show you. And then I will also show you Flirty Flamingo, because I believe it like fits right in between those colors. See how perfect those, this would be a perfect like ombre type color combination. Melon Mambo, Strawberry Slush, Flirty Flamingo. I think we're going to have to do something with it. Not today, but you know, soon. Okay, so we're going to fold our card base in half and burnish it. I did tell you guys I don't like to score cards a lot because it seems like it doesn't score properly for me. The front that is embossed is Garden Green, and that's just going to go straight onto our card base. Now, when I did the embossing, I tried to make sure that the embossed side was a little taller. That embossing folder does have like shorter and taller, so just make sure you're lining it up however you want to see it. And that's going to go straight down. This is our inside piece, which we need to stamp on. Here is our piece. If you don't like the floral, you could absolutely use the other side. Of course, I made this to match the floral, so that's what we're doing. Just add an angle. And you can see like this, the pieces are not the same. I think they're from the same row, but you'll definitely have different colors. This is also for the inside. Now this is our greeting. And so we are going to take Garden Green. And that was what was really cool with this card too. I had one ink color, and then this was the same color, but we created all sorts of different colors. So we're doing Sending Good Vibes and stamping that, hopefully straight. It's always hard when I'm stamping and I'm not holding it right where I normally hold it. And then on this one, we are going to end up putting our paper there. And this is going to get stamped right in here. Yes, super duper. Let's put this ink away so we don't get it on anything else. And clean, clean, clean. I ran out of my blocks because I have an upcoming class called the Cardorama, and I have 12 different cards prepped for that class. So you can imagine if I have 12 cards prepped, then I have a lot of blocks in those cards. There is still space. The Cardorama was the event that I had to move. My mother-in-law had a stroke, so we've been dealing with getting all of those arrangements. So I had canceled my class because it happened the Friday before my Saturday class. And now it is June 1st. So if you are interested in coming, absolutely let me know. So there's 12 different cards, and then I don't know where my paper snips is, so I'm just gonna have to use my other scissors. So for this, I think I'm gonna cut it back just a smidge. Okay, I'm gonna cut down the middle and then cut inward. Boom. Okay. So for that class, you get 3 hours to make as many cards as you can. The cards do need to be finished. You can make 2 cards at one time. So like if I was doing this card, you could do 2 of them at once, all the stamping and stuff. So it does just need to be finished before you move on to your next card. You get to choose how many of each one. So if you liked this card, this is not one of the cards on there, but I'm just using it as an example. You could make 5 or 6 of this one card. You just can only do 2 of them at a time. You are responsible for doing the embossing and the die cutting, but I will have 2 machines out with all the things to do that with. All right, pressed flower motifs is our embellishment here, and that is in the new annual catalog. You can see they're kind of a bronze color, and then there's like some black in the details. So yeah, it's a whopping $40, and you can schedule whatever 3 hours you want to come. So your 3 hours starts when you start your first card. So you'll be able to come pick out your cards, you know, the first like couple of them that you want to do, and then we'll make sure you're all set up, and then your time starts at that time. It does end at a specific time. So if you only come 2 hours before, I think it ends at 4. If you come at 2 o'clock, you're only going to get 2 hours to stamp. But here's the second card, right? Nice and easy, but still great. All right, are you guys still there? What do we think? This color is Flirty Flamingo, I believe, along with that. So, okay, now we are on to the last card. And the last card is kind of a simple, very simple card. It uses this turtle paper. And I know a lot of you guys, I've been doing some of this or that things. And a lot of you guys are like, not that paper. No way. Well, I was kind of the same way until I really looked at the patterns of this paper. And there are so many cool things. So we use this pattern here, and it's got some really nice colors in it. No green. And then we have music notes, stripes. This is more of like a, I mean, I could totally see you doing like St. Patrick's Day, that kind of stuff with it. Here, this is definitely looking like a turtle shell. And then some vertical stripes. And then on the other sides of these paper, we have turtles. And they are doing all sorts of different things. Gardening, playing music, having a picnic, going to the beach, grilling out. And then this piece is kind of this scenic. So you could like cut this out and then cut out some of the turtles to put on there or whatnot. I really liked the backside pattern, so that's what I ended up using. All right. Are you guys, tell me, are you yes, turtle time, or no, I am not in love with these turtles? Let me know in the comments. I am intrigued to hear. All right, so let me grab this project. Here we go. And I gotta find this bin. We are using Poppy Parade, and then we are using that same stamp set from the previous card. So just so you know where that came from. Now, when I use thick basic white, I do score that. The fibers in the thick basic white are a little bit harder, and they don't always fold properly. So that's why I do that. But when I fold my card, the crease here, so it's indented in because that's where I broke my fibers. So I want to fold down because these fibers are broken and line up my edges, and then use my bone folder. Even though that is scored, use my bone folder to smush it down. Okay? And that will get you a more even thing. And if you don't notice, like I always use my left hand to hold it, and so I'm always like doing the back of my card, and I gotta flip it over. Okay. For this section here, what I did is I cut my designer series paper, And I just want to make sure it's 4 inches by 4 3/4. Okay, so imagine this is all one piece, all the same pattern. It's going to be 4 inches by 4 3/4. Then I have 2 of those pieces, so these 2 different patterns together, and I lay it on my cutter and I cut them at an angle. And then I just take the separate pieces, right? And lay them on the card, and I'm opening them up so I can stamp in the middle. I hope that makes sense. So I start with one big piece, and then this other pattern is another big piece, and I'm putting them together and cutting them together. That way you know the angle's the same. There's no thinking with it. You are left with a piece that is 1.5 inches by 4 inches. So I just take that piece and cut it in half, and this piece is going to go on in the middle. All right, let's do our stamping first. I hope you guys are still there. I haven't seen any new comments, so if somebody could give me a comment, that would be great. We have this turtle with the cake. There was different turtles that people got, but we're going to stamp our happy birthday first. And it's going to get kind of stamped down this way. Let's see here. Ooh, that's not bad. That's not bad. Not a turtle fan. Sorry, no turtles for you. Well, this is something where, like, I'm not getting the stamp set. Or, yeah, because there's a whole suite, which I will show you guys in a moment. But yeah, you could absolutely just get this paper and then cut out the turtles, because, you know, those kiddos, they kind of like them. And we have this. I'm gonna set this kind of down here. We're gonna do, there we go. Oh, I messed it up. It's fine. I'll probably take a marker in there and clean it up a little bit. But I'm not going to try stamping the red again. Boop, boop, boop. It's because, like, I'm using these thinner blocks and I don't want to get them on there. I know, sea turtles would have been, like, super awesome, Mary Kay. You are correct. So, I don't know if any of you guys have seen I see them as Facebook, like, stories, maybe. I don't know. Facebook something. But there's this cartoon. It's like a stop motion cartoon, and it's called Little Chef. And this turtle reminds me of that Little Chef. And that Little Chef guy, he does not speak, like, very good English. It's like, I shouldn't say he speaks English, but it's kind of like a little slurred. And if you know Cartman from South Park, I don't know how many of you guys know South Park, but that was a thing when I was younger. It's just all a little thing. So if you don't know, I highly recommend that you just Google Little Chef and look for this stop animation character. He is adorable, and it's just these cute skits. He, like, sings. Not that, like, you probably know the songs, but it's just like a miniature little, he probably stands like this tall. So, like, does small little cakes, and I don't know. It's just really cute. But that's what this guy reminds me of. Okay. Now, I don't have my paper snips in here. So whatever. I'm just going to cut this guy. Where's my other scissors? You guys, oh, I put them away. They were in my holder. So these need to get sharpened anyways. I'll probably take them down to the local True Value Hiller store and see about getting them sharpened. If you don't have these kind of snips, I highly recommend, or scissors, to have, regardless, like if you have our regular paper snips, just make sure you have one that is used for ribbon and one that's used for paper. Paper just dulls your scissors a lot faster. And with ribbon, like if you have a designated one, you will be able to have nice, crisp, clear cuts when you're cutting your ribbons and your fabrics. All right. This isn't going too bad. Come on. Some people had ones with balloons on, all sorts of different stuff. Okay. So our turtle, of course, is going to get some dimension on him. We'll move that one over. And then lastly, we're going to put on one gem. And the nice thing about using items that are meant to coordinate together is these gems are called shades of green hexagons, and they are meant to coordinate with this suite. So you can use, whichever one you want. They are very clear. So originally I was going to like put some up here, but you kind of saw through them too much. So I decided against that. And I'm just using one of these colors that match my designer series paper. But these are just gorgeous. Gorgeous. All right. This is also a fun way to utilize or use some of that designer series paper that you covet and hold on to make this segmented card or whatever you want to call it. Let me just show you this turtle suite. I know a lot of you guys are saying you don't like it, but maybe you like some of the elements in it. It's a whole suite of products. So it is on page 48 to start. And you can see some of these cards. There is this cute embossing folder. And I've seen so many awesome things done with that. It definitely does not need to pertain to the turtles. The turtles do have some cute sayings like, hope your birthday is totally awesome. It's okay to take it slow. So I love those puns. But yeah, love the turtly embossing folder. Yeah, so stinking cute. And the ribbon that we used earlier is part of this suite also. Okay, so you can see how I crossed a few things here, Like I said, we had the ribbon from the first card. That's part of the turtle suite. We use the same stamp set for these sentiments. And I'm sure we could have used the same stamp set there. Next week or the week after, whichever week, I have a card that uses the other embossing folder in this set as well. So you'll definitely want to take a look at that. Let me just see. I have those cards somewhere for my upcoming class. So just give me a moment. And why don't you guys tell me while I'm looking for that, which card is your favorite? So the turtles, the floral, or the embossed. Okay, so tell me which one is your favorite card. That will also get you an entry in to win one of those cards next week. I found the stack. Let me just grab them here. So I can bring them in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have one more, but that one is mine. So, okay. Here is the last one. Okay. Flowers, embossed. All right. So I'm going to show you now the cards that are going to be for my Cardorama event. Well, hello, Hattie. The Cardorama event again is on Sunday. Let me just double check here. Sunday events. Yeah, Sunday, June 1st. And you can come anytime between 10 and 4. So it's $40 for the 3-hour session, 12 cards, and you can make as many cards as you can in that 3 hours. Okay, let me show you these cards. So we have this one, and there's the other thing with the cards you're going to see here is there's going to be sentiments set out too. So if you don't want to make this a happy birthday, you can make it something else. But I'm just going to show you the cards. So that's just a blank inside. Then we have this one with the textured sweet. And here, this uses, so some of these items it might be using product that's retiring because it was supposed to be before the new catalog went live. So you can just see here. I just absolutely love the inside of this one too. And here you go. So like this card here, the only thing you have to do on here is color this ribbon and stamp. Everything else will be pre-cut for you. So you could easily make a couple of those. Here's a little bit of a fun fold card. So this one has a lot of stamping, and one die cut. Everything else is just assembly and putting together. Here's a butterfly card. How pretty is this guy? And boom. Okay. And then here, again, this is a pretty simple one. That's die cut and that's embossed. Otherwise, it's just a little bit of simple stamping. I think this one might be close to my favorite. Just the colors on it really spoke to me. You know, just a little bit of fun. I know it's not a fun sentiment on here, but you can change it to whatever you want it to be. I mean, I do like this one too. Speaking of sea turtles, right? So again, I'm trying to do something a little bit different with my insides. So we do have 4 people signed up to come. The more the merrier, I always say. So I just need to know like a week at least ahead of time. You will get all the embellishments, everything. The only thing you need to bring is your adhesive kit. By that, I mean like dimensionals, your glue, your tape runner, that type of stuff. I will provide all of the embellishments, all of that jazz. This one is using an online exclusive stamp set and dies. I absolutely love this one. So this one too, even though there's 1, 2, 3 dies, you can run all the pieces through at the same time. So these are the cards, again, for the Cardorama event. There's 12 different designs to choose from. Yeah, so let me know if you're interested. I will probably have some leftovers of those. Oh, it is June 1st. So Sunday, June 1st from 10 to 4, and you can come any 3 hours in between that time frame. So if you can't come until noon, then your time slot would be noon to 3. If you come at 2, your time slot is 2 to 4 because it ends at 4. So just, yeah. Lots of fun, but well, I hope you guys enjoyed tonight. I'm definitely going to clean this up and then go to bed. I need some rest. It's been a crazy past 3 weeks. And with it being nice outside, I definitely cannot get enough rest. You will be in Alaska. Well, shoot nuggets. Hopefully I'll be in Alaska next year around this time. So, okay. Well, again, thank you for joining me. Make sure to like this. If we get to 30 likes, I will give away a $15 gift certificate. Comment that you liked it. And then if you have just joined us and watched us, make sure to comment so you get your name put in to win some cards. I'll probably give away 3 cards next week. So you have pretty good odds on winning something. But until then, I will see you guys hopefully next. No, I won't see you next Tuesday. Maybe I'll make a video and have I have a conference. I will be in Austin, Texas, where it is currently like 90 some degrees and humidity is horrible. So next Tuesday, I will not be live. But you know what? I might just do it next Wednesday. Yeah, let's just do that. So next Wednesday will be the live. You have 1 week to comment on these awesome cards. So again, if you like the turtle, the flowers, or the embossed, the best. Okay? All right. Now it's good night. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye. X.